Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle and I'm here to do a love reading for Aquarius. Wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, we all have it somewhere, so there could be something in here for you. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to be starting with my angelic messenger deck. I'm looking at you and your person. So remember that roles can be reversed. I'm just tapping into the energy. So apply it as it fits because you know your story best. All right. And JoJo made it. Hello. And thanks to all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Okay. So let's just dive in. What do we got for this? Is for you. We have tenderness. Oh, I like on your person side, we have power. Sorry for the glare. Power. All right. All right. So, going to my Light Seers deck. So, what's going on your side? We've got the Hermit, Virgo energy, the Knight of Swords. You have been or are about to go within kind of can't think of the right word. I have really bad morning brain today, maybe because it's Monday while I'm doing this. um yeah, it's like you're taking the time to go within and figure something out because or maybe you're spending some time alone because you're on a mission. I- you're you're could be feeling really impulsive, wanting to jet off somewhere, well, cycle off somewhere because he's running pretty fast, but then once he gets to his motorcycle, then he's really going. So it's like um it could be that you've been in a time of being alone, being by yourself. Maybe you've been single for a while, and maybe meeting this person has suddenly like ramped up your energy, and you're maybe just wanting to go for it. Feeling tender feelings for this person, possibly. What's going on your person's side? What's this? What's this power? We've got the wheel and the chariot. So, Cancerian energy. They could have Cancer in their chart. Don't have to. It's they're reclaiming their power, or they're standing in their power. They could have been in a situation where they lost their power for a while, or they gave it away, whether that's to you or someone else. But they are rising up. They're getting on top of the situation, on top of their circumstances and how they feel. They are making different decisions than they made before, and this is giving them the boost they need to ride to victory. They're getting all the elements going in the same direction. So, so I'm going to go to my Guardian Tarot. um, so what do you think? What do you think about this person? What comes to mind? You've got the Page of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Well, you are definitely interested in some kind of new passionate beginning with this person. You see them as very, that they have a lot of power. But it's not like power over anyone. They just stand in their power. You see them as quite attractive. Um, you see them as they're they're keeping their future in view, if that makes sense. Like a part of why things are working better for them, why they're riding to success, to victory, is because they have some kind of goal. They have some kind of vision for what they want for themselves. And this is a part of what makes them so attractive, because they're in a place where they're very bold and confident. They know what they want, and they're staying with it. I mean, this there's this figure that's kind of, it's very odd. Kind of looks like a figure to me here. But then in a sense, it's like there's a tree in the background and this person doesn't have a head. I don't know, I don't know what that means. But mostly it just feels like there's this they have their sights set on this kind of peaceful, serene future, the path that they're moving towards. There's a mountain in the distance. Maybe they understand that they have some kind of new goal that they're working towards. You see them as very, like, they're very driven by, they're very inspired and excited to do something new, and but do it in a very um sort of, I want to say dignified way. Like they just show up and you know, there's no arguing with this person, but they're not like obstinate or anything. They're just very determined and they know what they want. So how do they think about you? What comes to mind? Page of Swords. Interesting that we have the two pages. And 10 of Pentacles. So you two see a new beginning with each other. Um you're an air sign. This is you. You're somebody who, maybe you talk to a lot of people. You're very connected, um, on social media. Um, you're you're somebody who keeps an eye on things in general, and they see that you are very much focused on your long-term happiness and success. Very similar to them, actually. Well, you both have this long-term vision. Theirs, I'm not too sure about. It's definitely some kind of adventure. Something's very exciting that they feel very passionate about. For you, there's more of this, um, planning, contemplating, thinking about how you're gonna take those steps to get that physical stability, create value in your life, long-term success, creating a legacy. You want a family. You want all the things, and you're very determined to work towards those. So how here, I'm gonna go with my Dreaming Way Tarot. How do they feel about you? How's your person feel about you? The Four of Cups. No, actually, this where I mess okay. I did this slightly backwards. That's okay. How do they feel about you? We're sticking with that. Four of Cups and the Hanged Man. I don't know. They seem a little they seem a little dissatisfied. They're like, look at those hands on those hips. Really? This is all you're offering me? And so they're just hanging out. They're trying to gain a new perspective. Maybe, it could be the kind of thing where they're really caught up in their idea and they're like, "Yes, I'm going for it." And you come along and you're like, "Well, have you considered blah 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 blah?" And they're like, feel like you're kind of the wet blanket or something. Like um trying to see things from your perspective but feeling kind of like annoyed. They're like, "Can you just get on like my wavelength and let's just like enjoy the dream together?" And it's not that they're just a dreamer, but they feel like you kind of, I don't know. How you're showing up isn't isn't enough, or they're kind of, yeah, they're irritated by. How do you feel about them? Page of Pentacles, another page, and the Four of Swords. You see them as you see them as wanting a new beginning. I mean, you want to be together, but because of the way they're acting or their response to you, it's forcing you to have to do some more research. It's forcing you to have to go within. You started with the Hermit. The Hermit, to me, the Hermit and the Four of Swords, yeah. It's a similar energy. It's stepping back. It's um in this case, there's, I don't know, you feel slighted. Like it seems like you two are kind of, there's a little bit of a dynamic here where you're sort of on the same page, but then sort of not. And so there's a little bit of like hurt feelings, maybe their reaction to you. Maybe you tried to offer some kind of suggestion to them or advice, or something like this. They didn't like what you had to say and that hurt your feelings because you're like, well, what I have to say is valid too. I've done my research here. like, like we both want the same thing. Why are you being like this? Kind of how I'm feeling. Or how it feels. It's like, I don't know. You just want to go go rest, take a nap. You're retreating. You're Maybe it's that you're retreating after moving forward towards this person very quickly, and and they didn't they didn't respond the way you expected. And so you're just like, all right, fine. just, I'm just gonna do me for now, take care of myself, nurse my wounds, or lick my wounds, whatever. Let me yeah, I'm gonna go with my Tarot of Mystical Moments. Um, what are your next actions towards this person? Queen of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So once you finish licking those wounds, you're coming back and you're being like, "All right, we need to have a talk. Let's set a few things straight." Um, you're you're having to step up, set some boundaries with this person. You feel like you need to set the record straight. You feel misunderstood. You feel like, I don't know, maybe they were harsh with you and it was uncalled for, something, and you're like, okay, we need to discuss this. Maybe it turns into an argument. You're not afraid of it turning into an argument if it goes there, because these are your next actions, and you're just like, I need you to treat me with respect, and I feel disrespected, and you are using your words, unpacking your adjectives, and you're focused on the future. You both are focused on the future. You just have different ways of going about getting there. And so you're having to you're trying to figure out, you want to strategize so that you can get this person to see your point of view. And they do have the hangman here with how they feel about you. So it feels like you're getting your point across to them, but you're going to meet some resistance. This is going to take a while to get them to really see your point of view. And the fact that I'm saying this, I don't know if you have spent a lot of time on their point of view. Try to hold the space for them, to allow that fire and excitement for the adventure, their inspiration, allow that fire to burn. Don't come at them with a bunch of logic. I mean, to a point, of course. You're trying to help them be realistic in getting where they want, because that's how you do it. But a part of their how it's like two different love languages. A part of how they do it is they let their inspiration guide them. They don't necessarily plan out what they're going to do. So it's a need for you both to be easier with each other, to see each other's point of view. But it can be really hard when you feel misunderstood. So what are their next actions? Five of Pentacles. And the Devil, Capricorn energy. I don't know. It feels like they feel hurt. They feel hurt by how you're showing up, and you're like, "No, we're going to work this out. We're going to talk about it." And but you have a lot of you have some force behind this, and they get their feelings hurt. They hurt your feelings, now you're hurting their feelings. Mm. Um and it puts them in this place of, I mean, the devil. It's like it's bringing something out in them. It's a defense mechanism. They feel hurt. They feel like you squashed their flower, and they're trying to protect what's left of it. And so they're like, "Oh yeah, you're going to do that? Let me unleash what's really underneath here." I feel like I need to clarify the devil. The Ace of Pentacles. They're thinking like, "All right, fine. Like, I think they again, there's this misunderstanding. Hurt people, you 2 are both hurt, and you're saying things maybe you don't mean, or you're not clearly understanding what each of you is saying. They get hurt. They're like, "All right, I'm gonna release this part of me." Ultimately, um, saying, "I don't care. I'm gonna move towards a new beginning where I feel valued, or where I can create some value in my life, because right now they don't feel like you value them. They don't feel like they're getting anything out of this situation. They feel like if anything, it's just hurting them." They could have a tendency to kind of fall into a victim mentality of, kind of the poor me, even though they create a situation. Once it comes back to them, then they have a really hard time. They're not good at looking at themselves, and they're just like, "All right, fine. You hurt me, then I'm gonna da da da." But it's a defensiveness. It's a defense mechanism. So, oh goodness. Oh, sometimes we humans, we get so caught up in our feelings, in our story, in our pain, that it distorts. It distorts everything. It may be the kind of situation where you two just need to retreat to your respective corners and come revisit this at some later date. But let me get potential outcome. I'm going to use my black deck. We've got the Knight of Swords and the Emperor in the middle. I'm still shuffling though. But yeah, Knight of Swords again. It's like, wait, Knight of Swords? No, we didn't get the Knight of Swords yet. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. There's you. Um there's a power struggle between you two. Cuz the Knight of Swords and the Emperor. You guys are vying for alpha dog position. So potential outcome on your side, we have the 10 of cups. And the Empress. Okay, this is good. This is very very good. Maybe this situation is helping you to glow up, because you had to get into that Queen of Swords energy. You had to go within and do that heavy contemplating, or you're going to be like, you've had to figure yourself out, and it's allowed you to grow. It's allowed you to glow up, um, to be your most awesome, amazing self. And also, because you started with tenderness, you are figuring out how to be more nurturing. Maybe this has been a lesson to you in maybe what not to do, and in learning that, it teaches you how to be different, because the Empress, she's all the queens. Um but she's ultimately like risen above the drama. She understands how to be all the things: nurturing, kind, loving, but also passionate, but also set boundaries. But there's no force behind it. She's not driven by her pain, her fear, her wounds, past wounds. She's just, very healed and settled. And so this is you manifesting what you want, what you deserve, what you've been working towards. But on a very emotional level, like feeling really emotionally satisfied, because you're creating what you want in your life. Um, so potential outcome for your person is the Four of Wands. Okay. And the Five of Swords. What's this Five of Swords? Seven of Swords. I was going to say with the Four of Wands, it seems like you two are having a little reunion here, or you're working it out. Happiness, success, but I don't know. With the Five of Swords and Seven of Swords, I don't understand. Like this person, they're still hurt. Maybe maybe you work it out on the surface, but they still hold a grudge. This person has some issues. They've Yeah, they feel the need to maintain power and control. It's a power struggle. And even though I don't know, it's so funny because it's like you get to this place where you're just super happy and good with who you are. And and here they come. They're like, "Oh yeah, get married totally. Spend our lives together." Yeah, but then they're being all deceptive and devious, claiming claiming what's not theirs, trying to sneak away. It feels a little bit vengeful. Like, let me get another clarifier here. What is this Five of Swords? Six of Wands. I don't know. Th- this person, they're they're very self-serving. They want to be on top. They they want admiration and accolades, and they're willing to do anything to get that. I don't know, this person, be careful. And maybe you see this. I mean, the Empress, to me, the Empress, she sees very clearly. People can't get anything over on her because she's very relaxed and calm and she's clear. I don't know how else to say it. And so I feel, and especially because of this 10 of Cups here, let me clarify that. What is this 10 of Cups? Three of Wands. You're taking action towards this is your potential outcome. You're going to be moving towards your success. You're taking action towards your wish fulfillment, which means there's a very good chance that okay, so it could go either way. You love this person enough that you're willing to give them another chance. You're trying to get on the same page. And they're not, you're glowing up, but they're not. They're still staying in the same energy. And you think it's going to be a certain way, but they're actually being shady. So that's one scenario. It can also be where you're just you see them for who they are and you're making a different choice. Maybe you're choosing to move, go somewhere else in the world. Maybe you're just going to go on a trip and see what happens, see who you meet, see what you see, and that's going to lead you to your ultimate happiness and fulfillment. And you're going to leave this person behind, still trying to get those accolades and, the attention. So, again, take it as it resonates. If you are choosing to stay with this person, just be very cautious. Pay attention to the red flags. Pay attention to your gut feeling, your intuition. They may not be who they say they are. Um, so I think I'm just gonna leave it there. I feel like no matter what, you've got you've got the upper hand in this because you've been working on yourself. You've been figuring yourself out. They can't get a hold of you. You're in this place of tenderness. They're in this place of, yeah, power, trying to maintain their power. And that's coming from a place of fear, and that's what's going to keep them down. So, no matter what, it looks good for you. So you keep doing you, and you'll make the right choices, and your life will go the way you want it ultimately. So, anyway, there is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks again so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing.